Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of High Top Sports. I am in the studio with my main man, Stephen Chad. What's up, big dog? How we doing?
Shelton, my friend, how are you today?
I'm feeling pretty fantastic. We have an incredible guest in store for us today. The man, the myth, the legend. He's bringing the justice, and he's bringing the boon. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Justus Boone. Let's go, baby. Where's he at? There he is.
Hey.
What's going on, baby?
What's up?
How we doing, man?
Good, man. Can't complain.
Good, good. So we kind of talked a little bit pre-cast. You're living in an apartment off campus, right?
Yes, sir. I am.
Yep. And you got 3 roommates. You got 2 football players, and then just some guy you guys found on the side of the street.
That actually, it might be his name. That's what everybody calls him. It's like Boone's got a cool nickname. His is random.
Is that how you guys? Is that how you guys talk to him?
No, we'll talk to him. He cool people though. He like to cook, so he leaves some little stuff on the stove sometimes. So we cool.
Okay. You got a little chef in the building. Now, are you the biggest roommate? Because you're 6'5". You're no slouch by any stretch. Are you the biggest one, or are you all monsters in there?
No, I'm the biggest.
Justice holds it down. I like it.
So
I like
safe to
it.
say, if everybody in the house wants seconds, you're getting it, not them.
Oh yeah, definitely. They know.
Second helpings. What's up?
I love it. Hey, man, so we like to get to know the players as much as we possibly can. To kind of tell us a little bit about you. What got you into football? When did you really start? When you're like, hey, this is going to be what I want to do? Like, kind of walk us through that for us.
I didn't really play like any rec sports or anything like that. Like in elementary school like that. So I started football my 7th grade year, following up after my brother because he's a year above me. So I was just kind of like following in his footsteps a little bit. So I did that for a little while. And then like when I got about my 10th grade year, I was like stuck up in basketball because I was like getting a lot of attention and stuff from like playing AAU and all that. So I was finna like stop playing football altogether because I just really felt like I probably wasn't going to get as far as I could with basketball. But then my older brother again, he just like kept me in the sport. Kept on pushing me, kept on telling me to keep going, and then I started getting like some attention a little bit in my 10th grade year. And then in my year, I started like collecting up on offers.
That's awesome.
That's really so. Okay, so 7th grade, you kind of started everything, which is really impressive because usually you hear like, hey, I've been doing this since I could walk. 7th grade's a little late sometimes, and you think to get started because of how well you've been successful. And you played basketball. You were AAU.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you're nasty at basketball. What'd you play? Center, power forward?
Yeah, I played some power forward.
Okay. All right. So
did you ever stiff arm anybody in basketball? Did you ever just say, you know what, instead of a body check or instead of just blocking out, I'm just going to take this dude out, like he's going down.
Nah, I ain't never stiff arm, but a dude did try to like come set a hard screen on me, and I like blew straight into him, like blew him straight back.
Yeah, I think that was a bad decision on his part. Really should have thought that through.
Poor kid. It was his first and last basketball game.
Yeah, he was mad at us or something, man.
So your brother kind of inspired you. Is he still playing football? Because he said he's a year older than you.
Yeah, he's a year older than me. He's still playing football. He's playing in South Carolina right now.
The Gamecocks?
Nah, he plays at Allen University.
Okay. And what position does he play?
He plays outside linebacker, middle linebacker.
Okay, so is that where your inspiration came to for playing Dline, or is that where they kind of place you, or how'd that work out?
Yeah, I started playing as outside linebacker, so I was playing linebacker, but then my coach switched me to like D-line just for a game because we would like kind of have some trouble, and I got like a pressure against the quarterback and forced the interception. And ever since then, I just kind of love like chasing after them, making them make bad decisions, or like trying to get them before they get the ball out their hands. So like, I just kind of how I play now. Like I just want to get to the ball.
I love that.
Love it. So with your brother only being 1 year ahead, did you guys have the opportunity to play on the same team, or were you guys just always separated a little bit just because of that 1 year?
Nah, we did get a year to play on the same team twice. His 10th grade year and my 9th grade year, we played on the same JV team. And then I transferred schools my 10th grade year So we didn't play that year. But then when I came back my 11th grade year, his senior year, we played again together for the last time.
That had to
Awesome.
be a great experience, man.
Yeah, for
Just being able
sure.
to line up. Like the one thing you know is like where he's going to be. You know he's not going to be out of position. If he freelances, you at least have that on your back. Like you got a little history there.
Yeah, for sure.
So did you guys win any championships in high school together?
Nah, we didn't win any championships in high school. We got like to the second round in the playoffs and stuff. But I kind of had like a little more success my senior year than I did my last year with him.
Okay, you really kind of just flourished then at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and how many offers did you have like outside of Florida?
I won't give you the wrong number. I want to say I had 23.
Wow.
Woo.
Wow.
Woo. That's
what
impressive.
What made you choose Florida? Was it close to home or?
I don't know. Like, it's kind of flimsy. I had like some coaches that was here. They actually left now, but I kind of like came up here because I was kind of inspired by them and their coaching, like their coaching style and stuff. I also have some family roots from Jacksonville, and I also got I kind of favorite Florida a little bit. Like I've always kind of wanted to come here, so like it just kind of all went in place how I wanted to.
Awesome. Go ahead, Steve. I cut you off.
Absolutely.
My bad.
No. You kind of beat me to it because again, you always steal the spotlight in a podcast that we share here. But so Boone, like, tell us. I mean, so you picked Florida. You mentioned some family here in Jacksonville. Was Florida the best visit, or was it more about the best fit? A little bit of both. I mean, obviously, you had a lot of opportunities and a lot of different options there. What made Florida really stand out for you?
Well, yeah, I would have to say it was the visit because like when I started getting my offers, getting recruited, was the same time that COVID rolled around, so I wasn't able to take any official visits or
Oh wow.
really all to school. So the only visit I could recall was like Tennessee and North Carolina and Florida. And like I didn't want to stay home in South Carolina, so Florida was like the best school. And like I said, I already kind of favored them anyway. So yeah.
Sure. And nobody looks good in Tennessee orange, so probably the right decision on your part.
You're breaking up a little bit. Wait. Oh, there you go. So that stinks, man. That you had to go through all the recruiting during COVID. That's kind of something we haven't really came across. So, do you feel like you missed out a little bit on that, or how do you feel on that? I mean, obviously you can't really do much about it now, but
Yeah, I do think I really did miss out on a lot. Like I said, I didn't take any official visits, so I don't know how it feels to get, you feel me, flown out to a different state, or I didn't really get a chance to, like, you feel me, go
dang.
to a new area or something I've never seen before. So, like, it was just a little, you feel me, I don't know, I felt like a little angry because they like it was just opened up right back next year, so everybody could just do it all over again. So it was just bittersweet.
Yeah, for sure. I look, man, that's part of the experience. Being able to take the photos that you see now, right? Like with the vintage stuff, like that's all part of it. And like you said, getting to visit these pretty schools, I mean, they're absolutely incredible. So, damn, that sucks, man. I feel bad for you, man. I mean, at least you're at your dream school. That works out. We're happy to have you. So,
Yep, I can't complain.
the rooms you're saying, yeah, facts, vols suck.
Vols suck, yeah.
We have a question from the room here. Justus says, Osiris Torrance, is he the real deal? What's your thoughts on him?
Osiris, man, that's a tree stump, man. That's a hard, that's a strong dude, man. Like, yeah, he got some good feet, he got some good hands. He's a strong dude.
You know you're big when a 6'5" monster's calling you a tree stump.
Calls you a tree trunk, yeah. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, nah, he definitely know how to sink his hips, man. He can get there.
That you learn a lot from him then?
Oh yeah, nah, for sure. We definitely iron sharpen iron. We definitely working off each other, definitely getting better every day.
Cool, good. And so that's kind of off that too. What's your game plan for this year? Right, we played a few games last year. Where's your projections and your hopes for this coming year?
This year I'm gonna be playing the Fox positions, like the defensive end position. I've been kind of rotating at the 2 spot or whatever, so I'm competing, trying to make sure I get my minutes and stuff this year. I can't recall anything from last year. It is what it is, but like I'm just all looking forward, trying to get what I deserve, trying to earn what I can.
Yeah, no, I love that. So you're fighting for the 2 spot right now. So look, you're only a sophomore, correct?
Yes, sir.
So Redshirt freshman. Okay, so you got some time then. You got a few years under your belt, so you're in line to take over the reins here for sure.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff, Stevie.
Awesome. Look, my man. Look, I saw a couple of highlights. You had a couple of big plays against Vandy. It looked like you got out there and you were kind of flying around the ball with UCF as well. Talk to me. I know with that two spot. I mean, are you a hand in the ground guy? Do you like to play inside? Are you A gap? Do you want to go B? Are you just kind of a hog in the middle and trying to occupy space? Like, what's your play style? What do you want to do out there on the field?
My bread and butter, I would have to say, is rushing out the edge, because I just feel like I don't think one person can stop me from getting to the quarterback, and so I just like that's just my mentality, and I feel like I said, like when I see ball, I'm just trying to get ball, so like I just really feel like I can move around at any part on the D line, because like I said, I'm just gonna go get the ball. But like I said, I favor more on the outside, on the edge, and I also like playing. I like the three technique just because I know I got the quickness and I'm quick enough to feel me, get up in the gaps and stuff like that.
Sure. So I have a question because I don't know if you saw the video where Lorenzo destroyed me and had me throwing up everywhere. But I kind of got an insight a little bit onto your practices and what you guys go through. How have practices been? You said they started up here just this week. How was it coming back?
Today, I'm not gonna lie, today was a little rough. I mean, I think I haven't been slacking. I've been working out and stuff like that, but I just feel like you just never really gonna compete and really work out how you gonna work whenever you with the team, you with the coaches, everybody around. You just want everybody to feel like we getting better. Everybody to feel like everything that we doing is for a purpose. So it's just it's nothing like working all together, working at the same time. So yeah, it was kind of tough today.
I bet. So look, I mean, we kind of trained Lorenzo a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was out there looking good because after our training, you know what I mean? Did he look? Did he look good today? Did he look fresh?
No, we wasn't even the same. I can't even tell you, man. I'm pretty sure my dude slide. No, he all doing good. So
okay. I got kind of more of a personal question. I want to know, can you give me like a really good football story or someone that you kind of outside your brother because he's been your hero, but somebody who you kind of came across, maybe like a good coach who's kind of give you some great advice or like a cool football story that you think people would like to hear that's kind of impacted you?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Take a minute. That was a little deep, but I think sometimes you run into cool stuff like that. So you know what I mean with playing high school ball, you kind of come across some cool stories. So
yeah, you got me right there. The one thing I would say my senior year, we like I said, COVID was around, so we had some complications and stuff getting to practice and working out and stuff like that. So we didn't get a chance to start working out and running around and practice together till late in the season and stuff like that. So it was just you feel me, a whole lot of we were there at the same time, but at the same time we was back home. So one of my friends, a friend that we kind of encouraged to keep on playing football with us, stuff like that. He got killed before the season and stuff started. And this just kind of got us a little bit because he was just there practicing with us and stuff like that. So it was just everybody just kind of felt a little weird, but at the same time, we all knew what we wanted to do, what we wanted to accomplish this season. And we actually did something that hasn't been done for a long time this year. My school kind of had this thing, a little curse that we couldn't get past the second round. And my senior year, we got to the third round. We were at the semifinals to get to the state championship. Fortunately, we didn't get it, but it was, you feel me, it was just a step or whatever. Just know that we, you feel me, kind of stepped on the gas a little bit harder.
Yeah, I got goosebumps.
That's awesome,
that's what I love. That's what I was looking for. You know what I mean? One of those kind of good feel stories that you push through. That's awesome, man. Sorry about your friend, but that's really cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, amazing job pushing through, man. That's obviously not the easiest thing to go through, but the fact that you can point back to it, look at it as finding some strength to accomplish what you did. That's awesome. My man, look, you guys got a crazy schedule coming up this year. you've got the rivals, the typical ones. You've got a couple of new faces in the Utahs of the world out there. Is there one game on the schedule that you have circled that you just want to go out there and just show that you guys are the best team? Is it a rival? Is it just one game that just really you just can't wait to get your cleats on for?
I mean, I think everybody could probably call this one probably like the South Carolina game, of course.
Sure.
Fired up about that one from last year.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, that's my my home state and stuff like that. So yeah, I gotta turn up.
Got to show up for the fam. Is your brother gonna be there?
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna be front row.
I love that. That's awesome.
Great.
I got a fun question. This is kind of off the sports track here, but we're gonna get a little dicey. I want to know what your thoughts on this are. We had a little debate about this a few weeks ago at work. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Justus, I gotta know. Like, what's your take, man?
No, a hot dog is not a sandwich. I think a hot dog is just a hot dog.
That's my man. Thank you. Told you, Steve.
You got a little own category. I don't think it can really be the sandwich category.
It's a handheld category, right?
Feel me? Yeah.
Thank you. Justice has been served.
we have the Boone tiebreaker. This has been a hot topic, a hot debate here for a couple of weeks. So Justus, we appreciate you
settling the debate.
Yeah, being the voice of reason here on the hot dog versus sandwich.
So, got another question from the chat here, Justus, from Muddy. It's actually a really fun question. It kind of gives us some insight. Does Napier talk trash, or does he hate on any of the teams, or does he kind of rile you guys up a little bit? How does he kind of handle that?
I wouldn't say he's a trash talker, but he does want us, like he has told us multiple times that he wants us to, like, when we do good things and we make plays, he wants us to be excited, all get together, and you feel me, make the other team mad, like make the other team want to like have to complain or tell us to calm down, like all kind of stuff. Like, nah, he never gets to, like, you feel me, hating or nothing like that. But he always says he just, you feel me, wants us to make sure that we hype.
Get in their head.
Oh yeah,
I like that. I love hearing that he's motivating that.
Yeah, for sure.
And Muddy with another zinger here. So Boone, we're going to ask you to be the tiebreaker here again, because this was another hotly debated topic on the cast here a few weeks ago. Who has the best pizza? Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars? You're the final say in the matter.
Or one we didn't mention. I mean, Papa John's, 5-star.
Okay, I'm gonna probably have to go with. I'm gonna go with Little Caesars. Caesars.
That's it right there. Vindication, baby. There's two pizzas.
Just because I've never gotten a pizza from Little Caesars that just didn't come out just hot.
I'm telling you,
that's a hell of an answer. I honestly agree with you. He's not wrong. Little Caesars always has pizza that slaps.
It's the sauce.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
He's always come out hot. Can't complain.
That's true. Hot food is always the best. Just who would you say is like kind of like your favorite player right now? Who do you like? You just love hanging out with? Like, that's my guy. Like we're jiving all the time.
I'll probably have to say Javon. I can't say one person particularly because I got my guys, but I would say Javon because we get. But I would have to say Javon because we get a lot of work in and stuff together. We always like locking in, making sure that we always like getting ourselves together, making sure we getting one step ahead. Like, we just really make sure we be focused on football and getting stuff done.
And is he a roommate of yours or no?
Nah, he's not a roommate of mine. We just kind of like all us kind of the D-line. We just kind of had a little clink last year, and we were just all pretty close, stuff like that. So we just kind of like trying to build up off mistakes and little slack areas that we made last year. So we just like we get a lot of work done.
I love that.
That's awesome, my man. That's awesome. What kind of questions do you have for us? Anything that you want to bounce off of me and this meathead that joined in on my podcast tonight?
No, I don't think I got enough for y'all. I think we covered it.
We covered it. Hey, so I got a few people in the comments that say they love the what behind you there, your mural. They like your wall art, whatever you got going on. They're loving it.
Little Uzi, little poster.
Little Uzi posted?
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's crazy. I don't even listen to him. I just like to post it.
You like the art? I can appreciate that. Look, so Justice, we're not done. We talked about it. We're gonna get together. We're gonna come see you. I don't know if I can do another workout video. I need like a 6-month recovery, but we wanna get a little day in the life. So we'll figure that out. We'll I'm sure everyone wants to see more about what you guys got going on down there. But we really appreciate you taking the time tonight, man. It's been awesome. It's been a pleasure. You were great. Great answers. So thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you guys having me, man. I want to come back for sure.
Hey, look, we'll have you during the season, man. We want to get your insight. We'll call you mid game. Like, hey, what's up, man? We'll mic you up. We'll definitely be in touch, man.
Yeah,
High Top Sports inside the broadcast, inside the game with Boone the man. Let's go.
Justus Boone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Bubba. Yeah, hey, have a kick-ass season, my man. We'll be in touch.
All right. Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
That was the man right there. That was awesome.
With a name like Justus Boone, like what? I mean, golly,
that was fun.
You just breed like the greatness with a name like that.
That was fun. Let's see what's going on. We got Crazy Anime Gator. Let's go Gators. Super chat donation from Ryan Bork, $5. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, Avs.
Thank you for the donation,
good.
Ryan. We appreciate it. We appreciate the love and support, guys. Shelton mid-game. What's up, Ryan? How we doing, Bubba? Thought you were leaving. Thanks for coming back. Muddy, what's up? Thanks for the great questions. Captain Trips, go Gator. What's going on, baby?
Ryan Carter stuck around to find out who had the best pizza. That's the only reason the man's here.
Yeah, he couldn't leave.
He was committed. Yep.
Mel's Blocks here. He's
What's
a nice
up, Mel?
intro. Thank you. Jason V. Hey, what up, baby? Oh, and we got a five chat from super chat from Caleb Borg. The Borg brothers are back at it again.
It's a bidding war. This is my two favorite brothers.
That's a good idea, Muddy. He said you also do a Jackass movie type of workout. AR throw y'all passes and then boom by boom. I don't know if I can handle any of those things. Fishing football, what it do, baby? What's going on?
Trying to kill us. That's great.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm glad you guys want to just
dummies out here.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Like I'll take it. It's whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the show. We have a jam-packed show per usual. Got some good stuff. Got some fun stuff. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. But right now, we are going to hop into the SEC predictions. Our favorite channel, Big Game Booner Booner, whatever you want to call him, Boner. Big Game Boner. Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, Mama. Hey, what's up, Mama? I didn't even see. What's up, Mama? She Hi,
Audra.
Big Game Boomer. I think they hate on Florida. We had a show or a clip from them last week where they had us being blown out by like 7 teams. They're clearly they have it out for us, right? They don't like us. It's ridiculous. They came out with their current SEC predictions. It's not even funny. We're gonna do the West first. We're gonna save the East and let's see what's going on here. So on the West, for number 1, they have Bama, easy pick, like live on the line a little bit, you know. Number 2, Arkansas. I would debate between Arkansas and A&M, but I'll leave it at that. They have A&M at 3. Mississippi State at 4. I have Ole Miss at probably 4 or 3. Kind of fighting with Arkansas. That's my pick. Then Ole Miss at 5, followed by LSU, followed by Auburn. I think Auburn and LSU probably going to flip there. So I think the East, they had it pretty spot on. What do you think, Steve?
You mean the West? Yeah,
Sorry.
I would flip A&M and Arkansas. I don't know. I did something about the vitriol that's come out of A&M this year with the allegations on the NIL stuff.
There's gonna be some spice coming out of that.
It just feels like they got a little chip on their shoulder. So I would put them ahead of Arkansas just from a coaching standpoint. I do like where they have Ole Miss. I do think that LSU and Auburn are going to have to try to figure some things out. They've just been kind of complacent in middle of the pack here for a little while for both of those teams. Obviously, LSU had the national championship, but then the entire coaching staff got gutted, the roster got gutted, and they need to have a couple of games that they can pull out to show that they can stay consistent with some of the other teams on that side.
Yeah, like I said, I think they got that pretty spot on. I think that division is pretty, honestly, from 2 to 7, it could honestly be anybody, in my opinion. Maybe Arkansas, but 3 and 7, it could literally it could flip. I don't think it's top to bottom pretty, like the East is pretty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the West I think always has been way more competitive than the East. Getting into
it always
the
seems
East,
like the teams are just evenly balanced, and you have your Alabama and then
besides
everybody
Bama.
else. Yes,
Sure.
and then they just all fight to try to see who can keep up.
They all just see who can score the most against Bama. That's like their own little victory amongst themselves. On the East, they have number 1 Georgia. Okay. Number 2 Tennessee.
Interesting.
I would have had Kentucky.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay.
I can see that.
South Carolina at number 3.
Whew.
That's where I would
man,
have Tennessee. That's where I would have Tennessee.
A lot of stock in Spencer. That's got to be the Spencer Rattler effect.
That's where I would have Tennessee. Then they would have Kentucky, who I would have South Carolina. So they have Kentucky at 4, followed by Mizzou, followed by Vanderbilt, then Florida. at what point it's like that's clickbait at it, like it's a joke fest. At Big Game
exactly
Boomer, we love to have you on. Let's talk about it, because I feel like you're clickbaiting us, because that's a joke. It's a joke.
What statistical category were you looking at and said, you know what, they can't keep up with the mighty Vanderbilt Commodores this year? Those guys have no shot. Not a shot.
That's ridiculous.
Maybe it's an away game for Florida, and they're playing at Vandy. They're giving Vandy that big home field advantage.
That's a joke, bro. That's a joke. That's disrespectful. Okay? Absolute joke. Real
Get
quick.
him on the horn, tell him about it. Let's go.
Yeah, I would love to. Well, I'm going to clip them on tag them on Twitter. They won't see it, but I'll know it's there. It's all that matters. Let's talk about it. Okay? Like Machine Gun Kelly, let's talk about it. Michael Dawson, SEC Media's Day around the corner. Yes, it is, baby. Brian Carter, or money right there. Skull ready. Go Gators. Go Gators is correct. You know what we haven't done in a while?
Scared money don't make money. You know?
And you're welcome for that. They are trolling fishing football. They are. And it's unbelievable. It's disgusting. That's why I put a little clown emoji. I was like, you got to be kidding me. We got to talk about it. It's fun. I mean, look, they got us talk about it, so it worked. I can't really say too much.
Damn it, they win again.
All right, moving on. Look, guys. The guy's a hot topic. I don't know what do you want me to do. I try to move along, and then they just keep talking about him and keep writing about him. Like he's all over the tabloids. I don't know what do you want me to do.
He's the hottest thing since a Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, where there may or may not have been a defecation in their bed. I'd still rather talk about Arch Manning. Yeah, that's where we're at.
That's where we're at with Arch. So Arch. So we made a video 2 weeks ago where I said now that Bama's out, and it was because they were eyeing another quarterback, Eli Hoiston, I believe. Hopefully I said that right. We're gonna just swing on that.
Go with it.
But Eli Hoiston, a four-star quarterback, he's the 8th ranked quarterback in the class. They were eyeing him. So that came out and was like, look, maybe they moved on from Arch. Well, now they've signed him. So it's even looking more like, hey, is Bama moving on? Or are they kind of just like, look, we're gonna give up on it? Now, you can't say like they're not gonna get 2 quarterbacks. I know they can, and it's only a verbal commit. He can back out. But look, it could say a little subtle sign like, hey, we're gonna continue to do what we're doing. Right? Number 1. Number two, he said a visit to Georgia for the June 3rd through June 5th weekend. Arch did. And he even had this to say about Kirby. He said, Athens is probably the best college town I've been to. I love Coach Kirby, and he's a real normal guy, a great coach. Georgia, the takeaway from practice there is that they have athletes all over the field, especially on the defensive line. They had some studs, and it shows. They had 15 players drafted. This is something we keep talking about. He wants to go somewhere that's going to be good, that's going to make him look good.
True, but that's a lot of players drafted off of that defense that, look, I mean, I know that they've been stacking 5 stars on top of 5 stars here for a little while, but, I mean, you've got that many players off of your defense that are drafted and drafted high. That tells you that was an extremely talented defense. So even if you've got some guys who are talented coming in behind them, there's not a lot of experience there because those guys were on the field a lot. I mean, anytime you've got that much transition on one side of the ball, you're kind of holding your breath to see if the next group that's coming in behind him can still translate that same level of success out there. Yeah,
for sure. And look, I think you're right. They did leave, but I think it shows that, look, there's probably depth there, which Bama also has. Sure. He's planning to visit Texas and Bama later on down the road, so they're not out of it yet. And LSU has also somewhat kind of pulled out of the running because they have been targeting Jaden Rashada, who we'll get into a little bit later for the Florida Gators, 5-star quarterback out of Pittsburgh. He's from Cali, but he plays in Pittsburgh, went to IMG. They're starting to heavily eye him and go after him. Now, this leads me to my next hot take, which we've got into a little bit in the precast, and we slowed down a little bit. It could be a dumb take, but it's a hot take, so it is what it is. Is Arch waiting too long? Are these schools kind of moving on to the next hot thing? Because, look, there's a lot of expectations on this kid to be great. And are they? Could the coaches see themselves like maybe we're investing too much on this and we're missing out on other players? And he may not be the real deal. There might be some holes there where I'm spending way too much time simply for the name that I don't need to be doing. And so they're going to go out and get the Jaden Rashads of the world, the Elis, and a few more, right? That would cause for them not to, for him to lose out on a potential. Now, he's not going to lose out on a spot. That's crazy talk. Texas isn't going to land somebody that big. Georgia definitely could. Florida's 50-50, but he might lose out on what school he want to go to. Now, if he chooses Bama, obviously I'm sure they're going to be like happy to have them, but it's definitely going to cause a little bit of controversy.
Yes, and here's the thing, right? So there's always going to be a roster spot on any college team for Arch Manning if he chooses that school. It doesn't matter what they've already done with their prior recruiting efforts. And really, for the most part, with the amount of hype coming in with this kid, which you and I talked about it, I don't think there's any way that you can really live up to the amount of hype and the name brand in recognition that the kid already has. I don't know if there's any way you can live up to that hype. But that being said, I think the schools are showing you that nobody really knows what he's going to do. Nobody feels confident enough to the point where they're going to stop recruiting other players at the position and risk not getting him. So Alabama taking a quarterback, you're still going to take Arch if he commits.
Sure.
And the other quarterback will transfer because we've seen that happen a million times. You could just not like the way the wind blows and that guy's gone. But look, what they're doing right now tells me that no team feels confident. No team has any confidence in inside track on where they believe he's going to go. So they're going to continue to recruit the players that they've likely been recruiting for 3 or 4 years in hopes that they get Arch Manning, and instead of hinging their entire recruiting efforts for a season that they could easily lose to another team and a quick NIL check in the mail.
The portal is a big factor to this too, right? Because it's so easily just to change schools that it doesn't really make that much of an impact that you go and get an Eli because he has the opportunity to leave. So it's almost like you have to go get those guys because they can't leave so easily. So
they're pulling Eli out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so I get why it's easy to do that, but I don't know. I feel like with Bama going out and getting and basically committing and going after that kid and showing, hey, we want you for the same class. It has a little bit of volume there. It has a little bit of
Sure.
Look. It's the 8th ranked quarterback in the class.
Yeah, he's not awful by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah,
no.
so it's not like you're going to get 2 of them, and
right.
you save out on I mean, you don't save on anything. I mean, they're all spending the same amount of money. Who's spending it? But look, I don't know. To me, college is professional football now, so I'm thinking like a salary cap. Like, well, Eli's going to be cheaper than Arch is, but we'll see. Look, it's going to be a hot summer. He's going to be visiting, which is going to be exciting to see. Hopefully, we can get some pictures of him at these schools and see what's going on. He's going to be visiting the practices. I don't see this guy signing until probably literally the signing day of next year. He's going to go to the school. He's going to go to all the games. He's going to be there, or he could pull one of those like where you just sign super early. I don't know.
Yeah, I foresee this being a situation where every school that's in, the final running for him gets, their chills down their spine every Saturday when he goes to a different school and he's wearing your logo. Oh my gosh, he's wearing a Georgia logo this week. That means he's ours. And then next week he's wearing Bama stuff, and next week it's Texas, and then all the way up until signing day, or at least the first one, right? There's an early signing period now, so I don't know if he'll wait until February, but the early signing period, I think he'll already have made a decision. It's December, I think.
Do you think that the new college games days will just be wherever he's at?
Oh, I'd follow the kid around all day. Like, what's up? He's like a rock band in and of himself. He's got that kind of following. It's unbelievable.
That would be hilarious. Let's hop in the comments really quick. Fish and football. He's like, I've been saying this for months. We need to pull a quarterback this class, especially if AR goes to the NFL this year. Look, I totally agree. I think we're going to get into the Jaden really in a few clips here, but we've got to pull someone like that too. We need to pull a 4 or 5-star quarterback to keep the momentum that we have going right now. We have a ton of recruits. A running back, actually. Let me see here. I had it saved up here. Justus Haynes. Hey, we already have a Justus.
Too late.
The number 4 running back is returning to Gainesville. He canceled his visit with USC and is returning back to Gainesville. So that's good news. So look, we got a lot of star talent coming, but we haven't found the guy yet, the quarterback, right? Who's going to be the carry the squad, because there is a lot of talk that AR is going to be in the draft next year. So we got to make sure we fill that void. Because, I mean, look, Jack Miller's good, but I don't know if he's going to be
Well, we saw some spring video of Jack and obviously measured that up against AR when AR was finally starting to get healthy, and it just feels like there's a different level of talent there. Not saying that it's a slight to Jack by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know if you can argue that you'll find a more athletic quarterback than AR. If you can keep him upright, you can keep him healthy. Then I think you guys are solid there. Now, look, you've got enough talent on the depth chart right now to where if something does happen with AR, he leaves. I think you should at least feel okay. You always got to pad it though. Again, next year we could be talking about 2 kids in the portal that might be 1 foot out the door because they're not seeing enough time. So
Sure.
That's the one drawback to the NIL and the portal is that you've got to constantly backfill positions, even if you feel like you've got the depth now. So yeah, good point on fish and football.
Another thing is, Skull already said Florida going to be number 1 in the East. We get past the first 3 weeks of the season. Those are going to be massive weeks. First, Georgia's going to be tough too, but yes, because the first 3 weeks, I believe, are like it's Utah, Tennessee, then Kentucky, right? Like right off the rip.
I think there's a kind of a down game in between
Kentucky?
Utah and then Tennessee.
No. It's Utah, Tennessee, then maybe a down game in Kentucky, or it's
okay.
Yeah. Look it up. I'll read these comments real quick.
Right now.
Others, funny note, which is not funny money, but Miami Heat can't hit a shot tonight again. Dude, I was spitting mad Monday. Like, that was pathetic. I need a score update if you guys can give me one here shortly. He says only 10 points near the end of the first quarter, which is we had basically 1 on Monday. But apparently Boston's struggling too, so that's good. Brian has his Nat shirt on, 2 goals, always wearing his Avalanche. A little hockey talk in the chat here per usual.
Always.
Athletes, my man is a sold Arch is a Gator. Me? You talking about me? My man is sold Arch as a Gator? I'm not sold as a Gator. You talking about me?
Yeah, he's talking about you. So you guys have Utah on the 3rd, Kentucky on the 10th, South Florida on the 17th.
So it's Tennessee, Kentucky?
Tennessee.
Oh, wait. Say it again?
Utah, Kentucky, South Florida, then Tennessee.
Okay, so I was somewhat right. I had the Tennessee and Kentucky flipped.
You got them flipped, yep.
So I'm glad Tennessee's a little bit later. I don't know. Kentucky's going to be good, though. Muddy says Haynes' dad played at Georgia and is considered a legacy recruit for them. Yeah, so kid says his kid's a stud. Could play pro baseball instead. Oh, wow. So he's an athlete. Little Russell Wilson on our hands.
There you go. What else we got here?
Tied at 17 in the first, thank goodness. A1 said if AR bails and gets drafted first 2 rounds, it's set up for Arch to come start right away. I'm assuming the Mannings want to see this offense for a season first. Nobody knows yet. We have to see. And that's where I think he's definitely going to wait. He's got to see what the coaches are going to bring out because Kirby's got a new team essentially. Saban's going to Saban. What's Texas looking like? I don't see the appeal of Texas, but they keep putting Texas on there. We're going to keep talking about it until there's a reason why he doesn't want to go there. But I know the coaching staff's good. I think that's where the pool is. But you didn't have a single draft pick last year. You haven't won. I mean, you've been irrelevant for so long. Yeah, the best thing going for you guys is Matthew McConaughey. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
They blew I want to say a 30-point lead to Oklahoma. That would have been their crowning achievement for the year, and they let it get away from them. They snatched defeat from the jaws of victory against their rival last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Moving on. Oh, Ricky. Been dying to say that. Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver from Arizona State University. Let me read you stats from this kid really quick here. Where do I have him? 48 catches, 588 yards, 80 yards, 4 touchdowns, was the leading receiver last year for Arizona State University. Now,
Scrappy kid.
What I'm excited for here is it's going to give AR what I like to call a pacifier, right? Your Edelman, your Gronk, your Kyle Pitts, right? The Cooper Kupps of the world, your slot guys that you can dump the ball off to. Your
great route runner.
Gladarius Toney was that as well, you can dump the ball off to and basically let him do the rest of the work.
Sneaky athletic.
Sneaky, right? He's like your blankie. When you don't know what to do, you dump it off and you let him do the work. So the guy showed bright flashes last year in Arizona State. Lack of touchdowns, but we did talk precast. I mean, it wasn't like Arizona State was Oklahoma putting up monster type numbers. And I don't even know who their quarterback was. They have Emory Jones there now, but
maybe that's why he transferred.
Right? That's kind of ironic, right? That our quarterback goes there, he's like, nah, I'm out. I'm going to go back to the school where you left because that's where I want to play. So huge pull for Billy. One, it's good to kind of, because I ragged on him a few episodes ago about how he's not doing really well in the portal. This was a big pull for him in the portal, right? So get the ball going. We've talked about the lack of depth at the wide receiver, so that helps with that. And then again, the biggest thing is an experienced guy, a pacifier type of player for an AR, to where he doesn't have to just run and take off and just use all his athleticism to do everything. He's got somebody he can count on, which I think is huge for him.
Absolutely. High IQ kind of guy, real student of the game. First one in, last one out type of player. So like that's just deceptively quick out there. You know, I mean, he's out there. Put him in the slot. You can do anything. The guy will run a streak route or run you a little whip route. Real lunch pail type of guy.
Yeah, that was good. Money says everyone's transferring from ASU, and I'm like, everyone's leaving because Emory's coming in. They're like, yeah, we saw what you did. We out. Peace, deuces. Look, man, these small schools are gonna have a hard time kind of staying relevant. I mean, Pittsburgh, we saw with the kid going to USC. Can't think of his name right now, but it's just we talk about it every week because it's a new week's a new person leaving. But I'm excited for the Gators on this one. This one kind of got us back in the game. We've got a great running back room, which we've mentioned before. The defense looks solid. I've been happy with the defense. Obviously, we have AR, but it was surrounding cast. So this is good for him. I think Frazier's going to have a good year. So excited for this pickup here for sure.
Yep, good. And obviously, already has a college background, right? He's already been in a strength and conditioning program.
Sure.
Like the numbers aren't going to jump off the paper. Look, he's clearly talented. He was their number one receiver, and he's already got college experience. You know, he's not untested coming straight out of high school, and you wonder how he translates to the speed of the game.
Exactly. I love it. Raul Delgado, Arch to Texas.
I wonder if he thinks Arch is going to Texas.
Yeah, I wonder what his take is. Raul, I want to know why. Drop down in the comments. We'll get back to you in a minute. Moving on real quick to the future, which we've been talking about. Jaden Rashada, he has landed. The plane has landed, ladies and gentlemen. He is here in Gainesville tonight. The beeper went off. Okay, I've got my Ring camera on there. I saw him walk into the stadium. He is here. He's staying until Friday, which is pretty good. 2 days. He's going to get his walkabout, get his feet wet, hang out in the swamp for a little bit, see what the hype's all about. So I'm sure he'll be out of practice with Justus tomorrow, watching them get their butts kicked. But this is exciting. This is good. I mean, again, anytime we can get a big player like this on the campus is huge. And we've been doing a great job when we get these guys on. They like what they see. They're loving it. I can't wait to see the throwback photos with Jaden. Those are going to be exciting to see kind of how they capitalize on that. And again, this is the first big quarterback we've had because I don't think Arch has been there yet. So it's going to be exciting to see kind of how he plays, what his comments are after the fact, what his takes on. I think he still has to go to LSU. He's being sought out. He's got top 7. He's got Oklahoma on the list still, I think. Miami was on the list. So there's some tough competition in there.
Yeah, he's got some high level offers here. Ole Miss, Cal, LSU,
Ole Miss.
Yeah, Miami, Oregon, A&M. Who knows how much A&M's willing to pay him? But that being said, I mean,
look, I wonder. Sorry, let me cut you off. But I wonder the A&M thing. I wonder if the whole debacle that's happened, is it going to hurt the recruiting process? Do you think it's going to have a negative impact? Do you think it's going to impact, because it's happening right now? I wouldn't say in 6 months, but right now, like at Jaden, if he's going to go look around, like would he have, you think, like a little negativity on that?
I don't think so. Look, he's a pain in the ass, but he's a relatively coordinated and smart guy when it comes to the way that he goes after some topics. And the fact that he has been so vocal and really just put himself out there time and time again to put himself in front of a camera to keep reiterating his point. It seems somewhat calculated to keep maybe relevance where there's some other schools out there that are normally your more heavy hitting powerhouses, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt Texas A&M at all that they brought this much attention to themselves. Sometimes attention, like you and I have talked about, attention, good or bad, is still attention. So we'll have to see how it works out long term.
The only reason why I think it's bad because a lot of people are kind of coming out of the woodworks, kind of bashing Jimbo. Like Steve Spurrier came out, kind of roasted him a little bit. Lane Kiffin roasted him a little bit. old players were coming out like in support of Saban, saying like he's like the greatest coach of all time, blah, 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 really kind of backing Saban on this. So that was kind of my think of like, maybe Jimbo should have just let it be, right? It's one of those things like if somebody says something and you just ignore it, sometimes you kind of win the battle. Now, I could never do this. You and I know, like I preach it, but there is not I would have been Jimbo times 10. There is not a chance in hell I would have just, like how Deion handled it, they would hear like, I'm just going to let it speak for itself. Like, ain't no way. There ain't no way.
Yeah, that's not your behavioral pattern. I think anybody who knows you well enough would know that that would set you on fire, and there would be carnage. So, but look, I mean, the one thing I will say is that, it feels like everybody has given Saban a pass for so long because he's been so successful. This is the first time I can think of, at least. Maybe there's been some smaller little spats, but nobody's ever stood up and went toe to toe in a media atmosphere with Saban. And
Sure.
I think if there's one thing that you can give Jimbo credit for, is that he didn't back down. And when Saban fired off some comments, he was ready.
He's right there on the mic
to fire back. Yeah.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. Let's go. Is this on? But no, I mean, if there's one thing I'll give Jimbo, man, that's he's the first one that I can think of that has not backed down from the football god that a lot of people put Saban as.
Sure. So Jaden, we go back to, we were on the Jaden thing. He has California on there because he's from there. So California seems like a weird pick out of the rest of the schools, but I think they have a bigger play just simply for the fact that he's there. But look, hopefully it's a good visit. I'm getting comments on the side here that my reporting was incorrect. Gino White says, heard he didn't make the flight. Well, but then we got confirmation from Fish and Football that he rebooked the flight for tomorrow at 6 a.m. So he has thought about landing. He's not. My ring camera was wrong. It wasn't Jaden. That's on me. He hasn't landed yet. So hopefully he stays a little bit longer. Hopefully he doesn't cut his trip short.
Wednesday is an awful strange day to start a recruiting trip anyway. I mean, I know school's out, so maybe it's not
maybe
that
because
big of a
they're
deal.
doing the practices during the week.
Yeah, but I mean, usually when you hear about an official visit, they get there Friday and they spend all weekend, and it's a structured thing. I mean, a Wednesday visit just kind of seemed.
It was Wednesday to Friday. It was 2 days.
Okay. Oh, so it was midweek. He wasn't going to be there for the weekend. I see.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if this hurts or helps, but I would feel almost like during school, like classes, like you kind of feel the buzz. You know what I mean? Obviously, you get to go around when it's peaceful and you kind of see it more like just like its natural beauty. Like I've been there when there's nobody there. It's really cool. But
That's my favorite part of Florida is when there's nobody there.
Scared money don't make money,
you deserve that. So that's all we got on Jaden. You just completely just ruined that one, Steve. Thanks for that. Let's move on. This is a fun one. This is got me thinking here with NIL in the 2000s. Now that was kind of what I said, but let's hold on. Where the hell is this thing? NIL.
Or if you're Texas A&M, it's 20,000s.
NIL in the 2000s. Let's just go back. I got to thinking. All time, what if the NIL started when college football started, right? Who do we think would be the biggest NIL consumer or deal of all time? Like, who would like just maximize the most out of the NIL at their peak time? What player? What college football player? Who do you have, Steve, and why?
Ooh,
It's gonna kill you to say it because you know the answer.
No. I mean, I think Jameis would have had a shot at it.
Shut up! You are so dumb.
Hold on.
You are so dumb.
Don't. To me. I said he's not my answer. I said he would have done very well. Tebow would have done extremely well.
Steve.
Reggie Bush.
Okay.
I think Reggie Bush would have been the king of the NIL. Being in USC and just the way that money kind of passes through out there. So the way that Reggie played, he was a man amongst boys out there on the football field. If you ever watched that guy, he was like a human joystick. So if I had to pick one player, modern history, it'd have to be him. If long term, if it was like even further back, I'd probably go with maybe Herschel Walker. He was coming out of high school. He was just and nobody wanted to get his way. Yeah.
Little super pick. Okay, you can't. You just want to say Jameis just because. I respect it, but I was getting ready to roll. I was like, we're about to.
I said he was on the outside looking in. I said he had a shot. He had a shot.
I was like, ding the bell because we're about to go. So Reggie Bush is a close second. I think honestly, you can make the argument for Reggie. Reggie was still early for me. So it's hard for me to really have a gauge, to be honest with you. It's Tebow, and I know it's like a homer pick, but if you really look at it, it's Tim. Like Vince obviously would be another good one. Any USC quarterback in the early 2000s would be a good one, but for all time, we're talking about all time. Oh man, it's definitely between Tebow and Reggie. I would put Vince up there. Derrick Henry was.
That's a good one. Look, I mean, you're talking about the all-time leading rusher in the state of Florida. So when he was recruited by everybody, and I mean every damn body.
Ooh, Deion Sanders, that's a good one.
I mean,
Brian Bosworth,
his own NIL. That guy made NIL, the concept of NIL.
Hey, Deion's a good one. That one actually is really, really good. Brian Bosworth, he's fun. He wouldn't be the top one, but I like that one as well. Oh, did someone else say something? Did I miss one? I think the only thing with Derrick Henry is he's a great football player, but he wasn't very loud. He wasn't very vocal. I don't feel like because honestly, because of Bama, because of where he went to school at, right? Sure. Saban didn't allow for that, the big show to go on. So you don't have
talent, but you didn't have the star.
Right? I mean, guys come out of Alabama, and it's like you know about them, but you don't really know about them until they get out of. And there's a whole other topic here. I'll get into. If you remind me, I'll think about it because it goes to the Henry Ruggs thing. Who's the other one that just got arrested from Bama?
Pick one. He was in.
We'll get into it in a minute. Because it's actually a fun topic. We'll get into it. But so this kind of brought up the whole thing. Like it'd be kind of cool to look back and see like, how well will these guys do. Another one we talked about is Cam Newton.
Yes, and we chatted about that one because look, when Cam got kicked out of Florida, his dad came out and said something that nobody had ever had the audacity to say. And he basically said that Cam Newton is the highest rated free agent in college football right now. And all of a sudden, out in Noonan, Georgia, a church popped up that was founded by his father. And man, if the donations didn't start flowing heavily into this church. Now, if you've ever seen this church,
been there?
I've seen pictures of it. I've been to Noonan a couple times. I did not go by the church because I don't think it has electricity. But that being said, that was the first time that you really saw a kid who was open to go into any school. He was going to have the option to pick. And you just felt like it was the highest bidder was going to get him. And lo and behold, Auburn was, and national championship, here you come.
You know, think about it now. Cam Newton kind of gives you or AR gives me those Cam Newton vibes. Because Cam had flashes. Sure. Went to the small like D2 college, right? Yep. Never really had any big flash, but he was highly sought after because he's just a physical freak. He's just an athletic god, right? So Auburn obviously saw that and was like, we're going to go all in on this guy. And we saw what happened. Wins the Heisman, wins national championship. I think that's where the praise for AR is coming in. So kind of just thought about that when you were talking about it. I was like, those are the kind of the same structure there. But that's funny with Cam Newton. Ryan said Michael Vick. Michael Vick would have been another good one.
That would have been a good one, yeah. I've kind of forgot about him from everything that happened afterwards. But, that's definitely a good pick. By the way, it was Jerry Jeudy was the other.
Jerry Jeudy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who'd be another good one? What's his name? Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott had a little bit of – he was a great Ohio State running back. He had some shine. Ohio State's always about being flashy. I'm trying to think of like big schools too. I think where you go obviously has a factor of what you're going to do. Peyton Manning.
Peyton would have been good. Peyton would have been good. Maybe even one of the 400 running backs that Miami churned out for that decade of time, where like Willis McGahee, Frank Gore, it was like every single running back. Yeah, I mean, like they had a lot of stars on that team, and they weren't hesitant about letting them be stars.
So I wonder if like Bama did. And now that raises the question too: do we think we could get back? Like I feel like the teams that had these stars and like these great runs, like this past Georgia team, that LSU team with Joey Burrow, Jamar Chase, right? Those teams, right? It's going to be crazy to see, like, are we going to look back? Because I feel like kids are going to be moving around so often to chase the dollar. Are they going to be able to build that title? I don't know. Because now we're buying in on them so early. Manziel would have been a good one too from Fish and Football.
Man, that's a risky one, right? Because nobody wants to put their name on that kid. He was a firecracker and just a loose cannon waiting to go off at the wrong time. So NIL
Baker.
money, yeah, he probably would have got some, but my gosh, what a raging lunatic that kid was.
I love me some Manny.
You do. You are a fan. You've loved that guy from the beginning.
Connor said, who'll be the highest paid 2023 recruit, not named Manny? Night, Mama. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know enough names to have that answer.
Yeah, to be honest.
He said, let's be real. The 2000 Miami team lived the NIL life under the scenes. So did the 2000 USC team. So let's not get it twisted here. Like, honestly,
I wouldn't say that they
Florida
lived it under
did
the
it.
scenes either.
We've all done it. We're all guilty.
Yeah,
We're
didn't
all
they have a
guilty.
booster that ended up in prison because he was just basically paying all the players? Like, I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he was running a Ponzi scheme, and all the money he was taking him out to like strip clubs and all kinds of stuff. But it wasn't just one player; it was the whole dang team. Can't remember the guy's name, but ESPN did a write up on it.
Coach Protege said Michael Irvin, good one. Ray Lewis, Barkley, basketball player. Andrew Luck Andrew Luck would have been another good one. Very marketable. Very marketable. And Kyler Murray. Coach Protege, welcome. I think it's your first time, man, or first time you commented, so thank you for stopping by. I got a little fun facts for you guys today, okay? Little did you know. This is a little fun one, little new one we've got going on here. Steve doesn't know these. He doesn't know what's going to happen here.
Well, I even asked what that was, and you wouldn't tell me, so here we go.
You were talking about this earlier, and I almost cracked, but I didn't. Steve, don't you – hold on. Before we do this, didn't you have something you wanted to bring up that your daughter brought up to you before?
Yeah, man, and this isn't a did you know, but it's the strangest question. And like, look, when kids ask you a question as the adult, you always want to come across with some confidence, and you want to be able to say, well, this is the answer. So that way you can build them and mold them and make them like little tiny versions of you.
Please don't make her a tiny version of you.
Oh, that's all she could hope for. But she asked me a question today as she got in the car on her last day of school, and she was pumped and she was excited. And she gets in the car and she says, "What does yeet mean?" I said, "Yeet." And she spells it for me. Y-E-E-T. What does yeet mean? Lost. I couldn't even make something up. I have no clue. So for the cast, for the folks at home, for anybody that can help me here, she's still awake. She's downstairs. I got to have an answer when we get this thing over with. What in the world does that mean?
So my little brother has it on the top of his car. Yeet in big bold letters with exclamation points. So my take on it. It's like it's like a modern day yeehaw. That's my take. That's my hot take. Like, yeah, I was like, yeet. Like, you just do it when you're doing something stupid. Like, yeet. You know what I mean? Like, when you get excited. That's what it is. It's not yeet. It's yeet. That's
so I'm not putting enough.
See, Ryan said it.
Enough yeet in it.
Yeah.
I gotta work.
It's like giddy up. It's like giddy up. It's yeehaw. It's just all the body just combine up in a little gumbo pot just stirred around. That's what everyone needed to be. that's my take. You guys might have a different take on it, but that's.
I mean, look, that's good enough.
Did you eat enough? Steve's like, I'm good. I know what it is now.
I mean, I'm going to come across with confidence. I'm going to put the emphasis on the A, and then that way she'll feel like I know what the world I'm talking about.
It's just an exciting word. That's what I tell her. It's just when you feel good, you just yell, yeah. It's like, yeah. See, Brian said that's exactly what it is. All right, cool. Glad I'm dialed in. Ryan knows all. So the little fun fact, did you know that 2 days out of a 365-day year, you're welcome, features no professional sport games? The day before and the day after the MLB All-Star break, there are no games.
No games. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the vacuum of sports. There's another. Oh, that's why they do the ESPYs or whatever the ESPN awards are. Right? They always do those because there's all. Yeah, because because all the players are at this thing because it's their award ceremony. Yeah.
Because basketball just ended. Hockey just ended. Football's obviously not in session.
Baseball's on a break, right?
And baseball is technically on a break, yeah. Wow. You don't think about it, and it was just kind of a fun little fact that I came across, and I just thought I wanted to share it with you. The other thing, this is a question, Steve. See if you can get this right here. What city is the only city where all the major sport teams have the same team colors?
Pittsburgh.
What the? Holy shit, Austin! Like, can you name the three?
Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins.
What the hell, Steve? How did you know that?
We're done.
Yeet!
Woo!
Dang. Well, sorry. I mean, I thought I was more excited about that than I was. Like when I read that, I was like, oh, that's kind of it. Did you know? Well, Steve obviously knew. Maybe you guys didn't know, and Steve just stole that from you, but you're welcome. All right, last little thing here. Tommy time. We love Tom here. Tom has done some great things for us. We called him retiring. We called him unretiring. I don't care what anybody says. Check the data. Check the time card. We called that shit. All right? I'm sticking to my guns. We called that man retiring well before that he did.
Well before.
And then as he was retiring, we were out on the mic saying he's going to unretire. I even tweeted out saying he's going to do the whole, like, the trading commercial where it's like, oh, he's being traded. And it's like, no, I'm just trading. Like, it was a mistake kind of thing. Anyways, this man got paid a bag for something he hasn't even done yet, for the future. He's getting paid $325 million to speak on Fox. Now, that's not the breaking news. Everybody knows this already. I didn't care about that. It's been bothering me, though, for the last few weeks because I'm like, what? You're Tom Brady. You have your own clothesline. You've talked about leaving because your wife wants to hang out with you more. You have kids. You have plenty of cash. So it's not a cash thing. Like, it's not, I'm here to make more money. I don't know if I'm going to make it, right? He is becoming more involved with social media, so I know maybe he's liking that more and liking that aspect. I can see that, but I was like, I don't know. That's a big ask, right? Then I got to thinking. You look around us, Steve. Let's take a minute. All right. A lot of these young guys and people and athletes and stars are buying teams. You got Ryan Reynolds. He owns a soccer team. Conor McGregor's trying to buy a soccer team. Derek Jeter had the Yankees or had partial ownership. He left. Magic Johnson
the Marlins, right.
owns the Dodgers. I had a part ownership of the Dodgers and the Lakers. I'm pretty sure like that's kind of a wishy-washy now. A-Rod's now looking at the Marlins. Who else do we got? What else do I got? For football players, LeBron owns a soccer team. I mean, these guys are getting more. Beckham owns a soccer team. That kind of makes sense. But these guys are getting more and more involved on buying teams. We're kind of getting I felt like that second wind of new ownership. Like we were talking today about buying teams and when they were bought and how much they got bought for. It looks like the 70s was when all these teams got bought. So we were a little late to the party. And now all these guys bought it for like $20 million, and now they're all worth like billions of dollars. So yeah. Great return, guys. Well,
that's definitely the long play. I mean, we're talking about, 50 years ago-ish? Yeah.
I mean, that's a great turnaround, I think, Steve, for 50 years. I think they won. But the second wave is starting to come. The second generation of guys with dumb money are buying stuff. Jordan, I'm pretty sure, has a part ownership of the basketball team. But these guys are making more money now, too, which they did not in the past. And I think this play is for him to get some more cheddar to go and buy, I'm going to say, a football team. This man's not going to settle for a soccer team. He's not going to settle for a soccer team. No way he buys a basketball team. That's a waste. Honestly, we looked at it. The Patriots are going to be too much. I don't think the Patriots sell. The Niners are expensive. They're like the fourth most expensive team. So I was trying to what's a reasonable buy? Like, who can he go out there and get? Because here's the thing. Tom likes to win. Could you imagine this guy has his playing rings, and then he's going to be in ownership with rings? The guy will never get caught. Ever.
No, fingers. He's out of fingers. He's moving to toes at this point.
So my hot take is Tom's buying the Bucks.
Ooh, the Bucks. That's a good one. Okay.
They're like the 25th or 23rd ranked expensive team. They are worth. I'll give you that. Go ahead while I pull it up.
Gosh. So he obviously played football at Michigan. He's not a Michigan guy. He's a California guy. That's where he's from. But he played football at Michigan. So I feel like Detroit could be in play.
The Lions? You think so?
Look, I mean, if you can. The other thing about Tom is he's always loves the underdog role. He went to Tampa Bay and turned them around and did it in style. So I think he likes the concept of not taking something that's already at a championship level. And obviously anything that you do with Detroit will make you look like a superstar if you can just get them into relevance. So I think that's out there.
They're $2.4 billion. They're the third cheapest team.
If I had to pick, I'd go with the Saints. I think New Orleans is a great buy.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I did this. It seems like that would just be a spot where they've had enough success in the past to where you're not rebuilding a franchise from the ground up, but you've got certainly a project on your hands. The Saints have got a huge fan base, an eclectic fan base that's passionate about their team. It's the only team in the state, so I don't know. Something about that just seems like it would jive. Could you see Tom on Bourbon Street? Let's go. What's up?
Help. You had an hour and a half to think this through. And you chose the Saints? Like, you had a good thing going with the Lions there. I thought that was a little crazy, but at least you had the home to connect. The Saints, Steve?
The Saints.
Like, are you just trying to, like, are you big game booner? You're trying to clickbait people now? Like, what the hell? So
what's wrong with the Saints?
The Saints are cheaper than the Bucks. They're cheaper than the Bucks. So maybe you're onto something. Maybe you're laughing in my face. But I would say the Bucks, the Saints, the Lions. I kind of like that. But the Niners are my other pick. But I feel like they're too expensive.
Yeah, they're too expensive.
And there's too much. I was also looking too, like, ownership. Like, when it says like the Bears, they're owned by the McCaskey family. That's too deep. Like, you're not.
Yeah. It'd be like trying to buy the Giants or the Steelers, where they have the Rooney connections and things like that. Like, you're talking about like generational ownership, and you're not going to peel those teams out of the hands of that family. So it immediately eliminates some of those things.
The Niners are owned by Denise York and John York, so that could be a pry. He could pry that out of a couple.
Sounds fancy. Okay.
Now again, these are all pipe dreams, but Formula One car. Connor says he's going to buy a Formula One car. I could see that.
Ooh.
Everyone's getting into the Formula One game. I don't know how. Bro, Formula One has just gotten popular, like, literally out of nowhere. Like,
it makes a ton of money, and I don't know how.
Bro,
like,
I was thinking the same thing.
I've never watched a damn race.
Bro, I'm like, what? It's because it's like the soccer, I guess. Like, it's internationally, everybody watches it. But I'm like when it was in Miami and everyone's showing up, I'm like, not one of you superstars that ever watched a Formula One race, and you have no idea what's going on. It's like, but I mean, you can say the same thing for the Kentucky Derby, I guess, but. Like, you're just there because you're supposed to be there. It's one of those things.
Yeah, it's huge in Europe and Italy and all that stuff. So maybe it's just so far removed from us that we don't pay attention. It's like, I mean, it's like their NASCAR, I guess. So maybe there's something to it.
The Jags are worth $2.8 billion. They're the 26th ranked team for expensive money. $2.8 billion. So, and they made an operating income of $68.8 million. They've done better than most teams. We were looking at that earlier as well too.
Connor, good call. He could buy Netflix. Twitter, unfortunately, is off the market, it seems. So Netflix is a solid second option there.
Yeah, that's true. We're in a weird stage where, like, all these companies are gonna start getting bought out by, like, people who we've kind of watched grow. Like, the next thing is Portnoy. He's gonna buy something. Well, just watch.
How is he not? I'm surprised that he doesn't have some major ownership.
He doesn't have cheddar like that. He's got cheddar, but he doesn't have Mark Cuban cheddar.
Right.
Mark was kind of like the head hot. Like, he kind of started the wave of, like, your typical old guy isn't buying, you know what I mean? Like, just this kind of young guru. I mean, I'm sure these guys, when they bought these teams, were young gurus too. They're just old to us now. But
just a couple of quick things. So the number one driver in F1.
The Dolphins?
No, in Formula One, the number one driver made $40 million in 1 year to be a Formula One driver. It's crazy.
Holy crap.
1 year. 1 year earnings, $40 million.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, Steve, it's been an absolute pleasure as always.
Sheldon, my friend. It's
always real quick, while the music's going. We ran a few what am I going to say here? A few polls on the page. The first poll was, what are the odds the Gators land 5-star quarterback from Pittsburgh, Jaden Rashada? 202 votes. So thank you for everyone who came out and voted. That was awesome. The options were slim chance, neutral, and hells yeah. We had a tie at 34% for slim chance and hells yeah, and 32% and neutral. And then we had another vote, which was a fun one. Should we do more live shows? Yes, sir, bring on the juice. Or, nah, one day of Holly is enough. We had a 72% vote for yes, sir, bring on some more juice to a 28%. So good, Steve, they love you. They want more of you.
They don't hate me. There's something to be said for that, at least not according to the poll. So, look, we said this from the beginning. We're here for them. We give the people what they want. We'll definitely get on it and start seeing what we can do for them.
I love it. Connor said that Netflix made Formula One popular here in the States, and I kind of agree with him because I talked to my uncle the other day, and he just out of nowhere, he's like, hey man, you watched that Formula One thing on Netflix? I was like, nah. He's like, dude, it's awesome. He's like, I've been like keeping track of it now. He's like, I'm like dialed in now. I'm like, what? And like, if you met this guy, you're like, this guy does not watch Formula One racing. Like, this guy's like UFC, like drinks a bunch of beer, like massive beer, like he's up north. He's a Bears fan. Like, Formula One and this guy do not mix. And he's like, yo, I'm all in.
I feel like Formula One's like a wine and cheese crowd kind of thing.
Yeah, that's my point.
Funny.
It's crazy to me. I don't know, but
hey,
here we are. It's 2022, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, as always, for stopping by. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you for the likes. Make sure you turn on the bell. We go live every Wednesday at 8:35. We bring you some absolute juice. We're going to make sure we try to get some more Gators on here. We're going to go visit Justus, get some more content, so make sure you stay tuned. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Also,
call-in shows for fishing. Good call, my man.
Steve and I are going to be doing a call-in shows, fishing football. I like that. We're going to work that out. Steve and I will figure out how we can do that. I don't know how I can tie it in with this, but I'm going to figure that out. I like that a lot.
You got this kind of stuff.
We also, I forgot now what I was saying.
It had something to do with like, subscribe. We love you guys, and we will see you next week, 8:35 Wednesday night.
I think
Look
that was
forward
it.
to it, baby.
See you guys
Shelton?
then.
It's your life, do what you want.